Hello, students. Welcome to week 2 of MBA 694 and the companion course of MBA 602. Hope your week is going well. Listen, I'm going to cover a few of the basics of both 694 and then 602, in addition to what you're already reading, just to maybe point out a few things to you. If you have, this is for 694, if you've got this book by Zickman, Babin, Carr, and Griffin, flip it over to chapter 13. Let me get there myself real quick. There is a great chart in there that I'd like you to take a look at. Exhibit 13.5. It's a pretty good chart. It looks like this, just so you know. Whoops. It looks like that. It's Exhibit 13.5. It goes through the different types of scales, number scales that we're going to be using in this course, and that's generally used in statistics. There's nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. I know we covered those in week 1 a little bit. Get to know them and get to know the differences. I just want to push the pause button real quick here. Many of you will want to do some sort of a quantitative study. You don't have to do a quantitative. We've got a lot of students who have done qualitative on the last couple of terms, very successful qualitative studies. If you do a quantitative study with numbers, that is, then you're going to use some sort of a survey to collect some data. And you may ask what are called like attitude questions as part of your quantitative survey. Generally using the Likert scale. The Likert scale is talked about in chapter 14. Likert scale responses go, like on a scale of 1 to 7, anywhere from strongly disagree, like maybe number 1, to all the way number 7, being strongly agree, for example. So a Likert scale, this is the pause and the warning I want to give you here. A Likert scale is an ordinal scale, okay? It's not an interval or a ratio scale. And so you cannot average the responses of Likert scale. Lots of people try to do that and you can't do it. Likert scale is there's no units. So it's not like miles and seconds and that sort of thing where you can average it. It's unitless. Feelings are unitless, okay? So if you're going to use a Likert scale, just remember, you cannot use the mean calculation. You can use median and mode, but you cannot use mean or averages if you're going to use the Likert scale. And that's explained in that exhibit 13.5. So it's kind of a big mistake that a lot of people try to use, especially in the MBA program, and actually, quite frankly, in your workplace too. People try to average those scales, those Likert scale things all the time, and that's really inappropriate to do. It's misleading, as a matter of fact. So Exhibit 13.5, check it out. Spells things out clearly about what you can and can't do with certain kinds of data, whether it be nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio data. Chapter 17 in the Zickman book looks very similar to this week's MBA 602 stats, where we're studying descriptive statistics. And so the discussion around central tendency and variation, standard deviation, and sample sizes is a crossover this week between both courses. And you might see that more and more common between these two companion courses. That's why we put them together. Here's what I'd like to do to try to get to know you a bit better and to get to know your research a little bit better. Sometime over the next couple of weeks, I'd like to hold just a quick Zoom conference, it's like Skype, but a Zoom meeting with you individually. Probably about 15 to 20 minutes. Again, I just want to sit down, talk with you through a video conference, just to get to know you a little bit more and what research project you're looking at. I'll read your week 1 submissions when you get them turned in here, and so I can get to know your research a little bit more. But I might be able to help stave off some problems later on down the line by getting to know you and your research a little bit better up front in the beginning. I'll put a link to the Zoom, if you haven't done it before, to the Zoom download. That it'll be in the announcement, so you can get that. Email me back this week a couple of time slots that might work for you to have 15 or 20 minutes, usually in the evenings or on the weekend, where we can spend a few minutes just in a Zoom meeting, a Zoom conference, where I can get to know your research a little bit better. Now, last thing about your research project is as we start to put a scope and put things in a box about your research. How can I say this nicely? Don't try to solve world hunger with your project, or else you will never get it done. Our goal in the LCS research curriculum in this particular research project is to show you how to do research so that after you graduate, again, after you graduate, you'll have the tools and the methodology to go out and do additional research if that's what you want to do in your business place. Right now, the goal is for you to meet the requirements of the university so that you can graduate. Don't bite off more than you can chew with this research project. And if you'll let me, I'll help you do that. We'll kind of keep it narrowed down so that, again, you can meet the goal of graduation by also learning, the methodology for doing research. Okay, I'm going to jump over to MBA 602. 602 this week, we're going to look at the basics of descriptive and inferential statistics. Again, a little bit of a crossover with the 694 book. Kind of most important this week, really throughout the statistics course, do the reading, watch those training videos that are in the syllabus. There's a number of them with active links to take you to the training videos about descriptive and inferential statistics. Some of them that's some very good stuff in there. I've watched them. And quite frankly, you know what? It takes multiple explanations by different people sometimes to get it. And I understand that. So don't feel like you have to just get it all from one source or in one sitting. Listen, I use the basic of descriptive statistics a lot in what I do, but I'm still not afraid to go out and update and sharpen my toolkit some and my own thinking by the different resources, even made available by this course. I'm looking at those things too, and I'm watching them, and I'm trying to think, okay, how can I better explain some of these if I'm asked? So don't be afraid to go out and look at all those resources and just understand them. Spend some time with those videos to get it. Notice that there is a quiz due this week. It's open on Monday midnight through Sunday midnight, basically. Okay, I think that's what I've got right now for week 2. An MBA 694 and 602. Again, remember to send me a link so that we can, send me some time periods so that we can set up a Zoom conference and I get to know you and your research a little bit better. All right, have a great week, students. Talk to you later.